Yo, it's dead in this town. You know, it's crazy. Gotta shake things up.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Double A. It's your favorite podcasters, Amber and Arianne. We hope y'all are having a good day. Amber's not. She's under the weather, so we're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible so she can go and rest. So we're going to actually do a little bit different today. We're going to have Amber go first so she can chillax a little bit. Okay, so Amber?
I'm going to talk about David Virgil Neily. He went missing on April 14th, 2006. He was 69 years old. He went missing from Westport, California. At the time of him going missing, he was classified as endangered missing. He was born a male. His race is Caucasian. His date of birth is November the 29th, 1936. As of today, he'd be 84 years old. When he went missing, he was 5'5" and 150 pounds. At the time that he went missing, he was most likely wearing jeans, a t-shirt, a leather jacket, and a hat. He suffers from bipolar disorder, and he takes medicines to control his condition. So, this Caucasian male has green eyes, gray hair, a white beard, and a mustache. He has a C-shaped scar on the left side of his chest, and it runs from his armpit to under his breast. He has a 3-inch scar on his hip and a 6-inch surgical scar on his abdomen running through his navel. 4 of his lower teeth are missing, even though it looks like he's missing 2. He has a heart murmur, and that had stunted his growth. As a result, his legs are not proportional to his body. And excuse the background, I have a dog now, and everybody's yelling at the dog. Moving forward, David was last seen on April 14th, 2006 in Westport, California. He went there to pick up a truck. Neighbors reported hearing 5 gunshots in the area at 2 or 3 a.m. His dog was found at the end of Howard Creek Road. David was never heard from again and was not reported missing until the following month in May. David wasn't one to stay in contact with his family. Also, both of his vehicles, a 1967 Ford Mustang and a 1977 Ford Thunderbird, were found on the property of James Jimmy Denoyer. The newspapers inside of the vehicles were dated from April 17th, 2006, and the Mustang would not run. Denoyer had a 20-acre horse ranch and grew marijuana on the ranch. Neily was a skilled auto mechanic and a carpenter, and occasionally worked for Denoyer. Denoyer also promised Neily that he and his son could build a shop on his property. However, Denoyer and Neily got into an argument right before Neily disappeared. Denoyer also has connections to another missing persons case, which is that of Donald James J.C. Cavall, who is also Denoyer's uncle. J.C. was last seen in 2005 after he went to Denoyer's property to get his belongings and his dogs. In December 2005, Denoyer's 36 horses were seized by animal control. The horses were starving without shelter, and police also took JC's 4 dogs. The caretaker was also arrested, however, was released, and the dogs were returned to Denoyer, who claimed that he didn't know the horses were being mistreated. Denoyer is a person of interest in Neely's and JC's cases, but has not been charged with anything yet. As of right now, we have nothing further to report.
So there could
it's very well, um, it's very easy to perceive what happened here and put together, formulate an ideal of what happened. In my mind, my philosophy is um, he was in the drug business, as in most of our cases. And I would say pissed off Denoyer, or Denoyer got over on him and took him for everything he had, including his life.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. And with him being, how old was he? 60?
69.
Yeah, so that's in 2006. So
Yeah,
you know, the only reason why he's considered missing is because they haven't found the body yet.
exactly. Which, you know, if there's dogs on this property and there's horses and they're all mistreated, there's a high probability that these dogs are trained to be vicious and possibly could have eaten the body if he did not disintegrate it himself.
Yeah.
You know,
It's very, very, very possible.
now this is all speculation here. We are just hypothesizing. We are not telling you exactly what happened because we do not know. We are just guesstimating.
That's a really bad part about having missing persons or having unsolved cases. We really, I mean, even with solved cases, most of them are open and shut, but then there's some that are just like, there's multiple cases that I've come across where it's not so open and shut, and the person can be wrongly convicted just because they
Yeah.
were at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I've had cases like that of wrongly convicted people.
Yeah,
And
you covered
unfortunately,
one,
yeah, actually, I've covered like two, but one of them actually lost their lives because of it.
right? So it's,
So, yeah,
we don't know what these cases entail. We
no.
just go based on what reports
And
have been said.
unfortunately, there's not that much detail in these reports. It all really points to one person, and it just looks very suspicious of a drug ring.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was a police officer and I came up with this hypothesis, you would believe me on that. So, you know,
yeah. I mean,
this, it's
so
just
it's a
simple.
it's a very sad case that the family can't get clothes, like can't get any
You
kind of
know,
clothing.
unfortunately, he never was one to really keep in touch anyway. So that's another sad thing, is because of his lack of communication with family, they would have never known anyway.
Right.
So it's a really sad and unfortunate scenario all the way around.
A lot of times I hate those. That's why I can't do unsolved cases. It would drive me absolutely up the wall.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing.
You can't do it, especially when it comes to kids either. I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
So, remember back when I did a case of that Russian Shikatov. He killed like 50 something women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just say the name again. I like hearing you pronounce names.
Shikatov. I want to say, I know it's CH. Anyways, please excuse my pronunciation because this guy is another Shikatov.
Oh, wow.
So he is Russian. Please excuse my pronunciation. I only know how to pronunciate his first name, and that's Alexander. Okay.
Oh, because it's easy.
Alexander Pichushkin. I want to say that's how you say
Mm.
it. And I'm
I'm
only
gonna say close,
laughing
but no
because
cigar.
I'm only laughing because I hate my pronunciation of these last names. So Pichushkin. So he
This
is known
Alex.
as the chessboard killer or the
Interesting.
Boxa Park maniac. One of those.
Interesting.
He's
Chess.
mostly known as a chessboard killer. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, initially, he was known to be a sociable child. He was born on April 9th, 1974. Okay. So, around this is why I say he's the other Chikatov. So, around the time that Chikatov got arrested for his murders, he started his first murder. This
Wow.
guy. Okay. So he apparently had a head injury, like most of our cases. He had a head injury. So some sources say that it's because he fell off a swing. Others don't really state how he got a head injury, just that he got a head injury. So don't quote me on how he got the head injury. Just some sources say different things. So apparently in one source it said that he fell backwards off a swing, and then the swing struck him in the forehead when it swung back. Now, most of the time when I see a child do that, I crack up, okay? Because most kids, you know, are clumsy like that. But I don't know what kind of swing this is. I don't know. So apparently it damaged the front cortex of his brain.
That had to have been he must have been going pretty fast.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going pretty high because the impact on the ground and then the swing, had to do a lot of damage. So apparently it did damage on the frontal cortex, which is known to produce impulse regulations and tendency towards aggression. So hence that shit got damaged.
Yeah.
And so he was known to also be very close to his grandfather. What other killer did we?
I was gonna say it was somebody.
The guy that ate his grandfather's ashes. The Japanese killer. The Japanese killer. I don't know if it was Otaku, because I did too, I think. But anyways, so he's very close with his grandfather. Of course, his grandfather passed away. He ended up getting a dog, to cope with his emotions. And, he thought that if he got a dog, I guess he would be fine. But that's not the case. So his very first killing, like I said, was around the time that Chikatov got, not Chikatov. Oh my God, Chikatilo, the Rostov Ripper. Okay. Oh my God, I'm over here saying the wrong damn name. I'm so sorry. Andre. Let's just say Andre, because I remember that name.
Yes, Andre. It's a whole lot easier if we say Andre and Alex.
So Andre was the first. To all my new listeners, okay? I'm so sorry. I got these Russian names. Okay.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Wait a second. We have Andre, who I covered many months ago, who was the first Russian killer that I have posted that killed like 50-something odd women.
We have to make a disclaimer for our anchor listeners because you cannot see our expressions. Arianne is not laughing about the situation. She's literally laughing because she's dumb.
My lack of brain functions at the moment. Okay. So Andre, first Russian killer I covered. Okay. Alexander, the one I'm covering right now. Okay. So when Andre did his killings, when he got convicted in his killings around 1992. Okay. So when he was convicted in 1992, here comes Alexander, decided to do his first killing. So his first killing happened on July 27th, 1992, when he was only 18 years old. His first victim was, it would give me like a really
I
odd
think
name.
I was like 3. That was my birthday.
Mikhail Oddchuk. Anyways, that gentleman. So they were classmates supposedly, and apparently Alexander was like telling this guy all his tendencies on wanting to murder someone. Okay, why he would go off and tell somebody, "Hey, I want to murder someone," and then this person's like, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna come and help you."
I mean, you find things to bond over.
So supposedly, this guy went with it. Mikhail decided to go with it. There's not a lot of information if Alexander threatened him, but there was. I don't know how reports got a hold of this, but supposedly Mikhail wasn't fully open into helping Alexander, but he did anyways. He just went along with it.
I mean, that's a pretty big thing to just go along with. It's not like bonding over stamp collections.
Exactly.
It's a whole murderous.
It's a murder. So again, like I said, I don't know if Alexander threatened him or what, or if he was his only friend. Who knows? Because sometimes kids, when you only have one friend, you have that tendency to do whatever they do just to keep close to them. So I don't know if that's the case.
We've got to teach our kids better, because that kind of judgment,
it's peer pressure.
Oh my God.
It's peer pressure. But again, this is when he was 18. Okay. So again, Mikhail decided to tag along. Well, Alexander was just like, okay, rather than you helping me, you're gonna be my first victim, and pushed him out the window. So yeah, pushed him out the window. That Mikhail was his first victim. Bam, boom, done. So then he stepped up his crimes back in 2001. He decided to target primarily elderly people or homeless men, and what he would do was lure them into this park and basically offer them like drinks. We all have this stigma of Russians being drunk off of vodka. I don't know if it's really true, but apparently they like to drink a lot. So he lured them in the pretense of grieving over his dog. Supposedly his dog was buried in that park. He would lure them and basically like, hey, have a drink with me. My really good animal, passed away. And they would drink. He would wait until ooh, I don't know what that noise is now. I don't know if it's coming from me. Okay. Do we have another person trying to talk? Okay, anyways. I was hearing stuff. Anyways, okay, so he would wait until these people were drunk and he would kill them with blunt objects, either pipes or bats. One, I believe, was a hammer, or a few of them was killed by a hammer. So he would then toss the bodies in a sewer, just openly. Some of them were still alive, but then died due to drowning. But either way, he tossed them in the sewer. Then he decided that he wanted to become a little bit more reckless, and which a lot of report said this is called the quote unquote open period. And the open period consists of between 2005 and 2006 when he was caught in 2006. So he said his quote, okay, is the fact that victims had disappeared had no longer been able to satisfy me. I needed more emotions. It's his quote. So since he would kill these people with a head and then toss them, he became that essentially became his trademark or signature killing. So a lot of police knew that they were looking for one person when they would find these bodies in the sewer. Well, then he decided to just not toss them in the sewer and just leave them wherever he killed them. So out in the open, essentially, hence the open period. He targeted younger, at that time, he targeted younger men, children, and women during his open period. He would attack from behind in order to surprise them. And also to avoid spilling blood on his clothes. 10 of his victims lived in the same building that he lived in, the same apartment complex he lived in. And I think like six of them four of them lived literally like in his area, in the same floor, his next door neighbors.
Wow.
Essentially. So then he got arrested because of the murder of a woman by the name of Marina Mashkova, who was 36 at the time. He was arrested in June 2006. Her body was found in Bitsa Park, where he did his first set of killings. And they found him to have the same trademark. And they found a metro ticket in her possession that led police to review the surveillance tape. And then that's when they found Alexander. So there is a documentary called Serial Killers. Once Alexander was apprehended, police officers decided to search the scenes of many of his crimes in Bitsa Park and demonstrated a keen recollection, of how the murders were committed. It absolutely kills me when people try to reenact how things happened. So they filmed a reenactment in quote unquote great detail, a process in which a regular part of a Russian criminal investigation. So he also revealed that some of the murders that he committed were not done using his preferred method, which is the hammer or the pipes, but instead he just threw his victims into like a network of sewers, and that ran underneath Bitsa Park. Wow. And just drowned them. He claimed that while killing people, he felt like God, and he decided whether victims should live or die. And he said, in quote, "In all cases, I killed for only one reason. I killed in order to live, because when you kill, you want to live." And then he said, quote, "For me, life without murder is like life without food for you. I felt like the father of all these people, since it was me who opened the door for them to another world." So he was arrested on June 16, 2006, and convicted on October 24, 2007 of 49 murders and 3 attempted murders. He asked the Russian court to add an additional 11 victims to his body count, bringing his total claimed death to 60 and 3 surviving victims. During his trial, along with Andre, Alexander was housed in a glass cage for his own protection. It took Judge Vladimir Yusov an hour to read off the verdict, which is a life in prison with the first 15 years to be spent in solitary confinement. And then Alexander is spending his days right now in solitary confinement in the Arctic penal colony called the Polar Owl.
Wow.
So he actually, now I don't know if this is 100% true because different sources say different things, but there is actually one source that said the reason why he was wanting to up his body count was because he wanted to beat Andre. He wanted to be, because Andre was very notorious around that time, he wanted to be better than that. Because again, he claimed that he was God. He wanted, to be in control of people's life and death. And there could only be one God. Hence, it could not be on Andre. It has to be Alexander. So some sources say that's the reason. Other sources was just because he just knew his time was up and he was just like confessing to, more murders. But I wouldn't put it past him that he wanted to beat.
Yeah, have that God complex.
Right. Yeah. So he's still in confinement at the moment. So he's still alive. And when I was looking at his pictures, at first I thought it was Andre, and I was like, "Did I do his case?" But then when I looked at his pictures closer, I was like, "Oh no, this is a completely different killer." Like, but their pictures or their eyes, oh my god, you can tell just how like a person is by just looking at their eyes.
Yeah,
and you can just tell it's pure evil, just like Andre. Like they had no remorse. If they were to be set free for whatever reason, they would go back to killing regardless if they were going to be caught or not.
Yeah, that's unfortunate as well.
So
in those situations,
I gotta go back and remember if Andre also had a head injury. I know Andre had. I think he did. But if I remember correctly, he was bullied because when his dad was sent to war, he got held hostage and imprisonment. So I want to say, they both had a very rough childhood, it seems. But there's not a lot on his family. It doesn't show that he married. It didn't show that he
could he be capable of marriage?
I don't know. Andre was. I'm not sure. But it just seems like, he was in competition with Andre, so they're both equal in evil terms. Like what they did was just, oh my god.
Very deserving of death.
Yeah. Very much so. So he's 46 years old at the moment, which is, my mama is older than him. And for him to start killing at 16 or no, 18.
When he got started, I was like 3 years old.
Yeah. 18 years old, decided to kill his classmate because he was just like, well, you're not going to help me, so I'm just going to go ahead and make you my first victim.
It's crazy.
So that is the story of Alexander. Oh my god, his last name Pichushkin. Oh, I'm trying so hard, and I try to do the the pronunciation, but it doesn't help that the pronunciation's in Russian, and I don't know how to like read Russian. You guys, they got backwards P's and A's and a number 4 in there, for goodness sake.
And number 4. Did you try Google Translate?
It's gonna still say like his name. I'm trying to, how in most places they have like the English like pronunciation, like how you're supposed to pronunciate a name. This one is literally in Russian, so it does not help me none on how to say his name properly. So Alexander Pichushkin is what I'm gonna say. Okay, if that's not how you say it, I'm so sorry, and y'all can correct me, but just do the pronunciation.
Ooh, for the viewers that can see, look how long my hair is getting from when I shaved it. It's getting pretty long.
Now you just need to put gel in.
Yeah, I had gel in there this morning, but
okay, you guys. So that is the story of David. What's his middle name?
Virgil.
Yeah, David Virgil Neily and Alexander Pichushkin. I'm just gonna say Pichushkin because there's a C and an H and an S and an H. That's just how I'm going to pronounce it. Okay. So we hope you guys have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Stay safe, stay distant so we can go all out without masks again.
Yeah. Stay clean so I can get out this house.
Yes. Wash your hands. Just be careful. Be safe out there. Make what Bailey Starian says. Make good decisions. Okay.
Are we quoting other people now?
No, I just like how she says that. She's just like, make good decisions. And I'm just like, but sometimes I want to make bad decisions, but they're not illegal decisions. So let's just change that.
Okay, but who's to determine whether your decision is good or bad besides murder? All right.
That's why I said, let me change it. Don't make illegal decisions. Don't go out.
Marijuana is legal now in most states, so make that decision.
Yeah. Hey, if it's legal, go ahead. Go do it. I mean, if it's illegal, just don't get caught. You're smoking, okay? Have nothing against smoking. So you go ahead and do that. I'm not promoting it.
I am.
Okay, you do you. But y'all have a great rest of the week. And we will see you guys, I guess, on Sunday if we figure out what we want to do. If you guys have any suggestions, email us.
I have a suggestion.
Oh gosh. See, she never lets me get off this thing.
Guys, we should do an auction.
An auction of what?
Us.
No, I'm not selling myself. That's illegal. That's considered illegal. Okay.
No, we're selling our time. We can they auction people all the time for charity. Auction like dates and stuff, but instead we auction our time.
No, you can do that. Well, you can do that.
Private 30-minute session.
I'll be the auctioneer. You can have solo time. I'm sorry, you guys.
We can auction like a watch party, a private watch party. Straight murder.
Again, she can do that.
I'll do it.
As much as I love you viewers, if I know you personally, I'll be more than happy to auction my time with you guys. But if I don't know you guys, I don't know. I've watched way too many crime shows to know stranger danger. Okay? So
get a VPN so they can't hack your IP address.
So again, let me say my goodbye stuff, okay? If you guys have any suggestions, just let us know. If you guys want us to react to anything, let us know. If you guys want to buy out Amber, let me know. I will be the auctioneer, okay? We hope y'all have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye!